adjustment of capital. See, when the partner decide to change their profit sharing ratio from a particular date, then there are various changes. Already we have discussed so far all the changes. So one more change can also be put by the partner, like they want to decide the total capital of the firm, right? Okay, now the comparison will happen. Whatever decision of the total capital is capped, that will be compared with the right now available balances of the capital. Okay, and the shortage and surplus will be adjusted in their accounts. Okay, how? If there is a shortage for any partners in comparison to the required capital, okay, according to his share, then he is supposed to bring that in cash. Okay, or in the case of surplus, the partner is supposed to withdraw that. Okay, but this is also not the option. One more option is available there, opening the current account. Okay, so very first we'll have to see that what conditions are given in the question. The question says that the total capital of the firm has to be capped this one. Otherwise, the question says that the total capital of the firm has to be made in the profit sharing ratio of the partner. This is also the way. So it depends on the question how the things go. Okay, and after that one more condition is mentioned in the question, whether this surplus or shortage has to be adjusted by bringing or paying cash by partners, okay, or by opening the current account. Alright, so you will understand all this when we attempt numerical question, okay, in both the cases. Only then you'll have good idea about it. Alright, but you'll have to remember two things in your mind. Then whenever there is the adjustment of capital, then see that in the question whether the partners are supposed to bring or pay cash, okay, or they are supposed to open the current accounts. Alright, so you'll have to keep focus on that. Okay. So let's attempt one numerical problem on this so that you have the better idea over this. You can see the question on your screen. So I have written the question here. Let's read it out. Piyush, Kamal, Raj and Sajal were partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 1:4:2:3. That is their old ratio. That is useful for us right now. Their balance sheet as at 31st March 2019 stood as: capital accounts are given here, workman compensation reserve is given, sundry creditors is given, fixed assets and current assets are given. Okay, they decided to share profit and losses equally with effect from 1st April 2019. That is their new ratio. They agreed that goodwill of the firm be valued at rupees 5,40,000 will be the treatment at the time of partners capital account. Claim against workman compensation reserve be estimated at rupees 4 lakh. And what is the amount of reserve? So here it has gone excess by this, so 60,000 will be the loss. Okay, so partners are supposed to bear that. Okay, so prepare revaluation account, partners capital accounts and balance sheet of the reconstituted firm. If capitals of the partners be adjusted to the new ratio, see additional condition is given, by bringing or paying cash as the case may be and opening the current account. So two of the cases are there. In two of the cases revaluation account will be common. Understood the point? Okay, but what I see here that there is only one case related to revaluation, no other cases there, and that is what the case of claim against workman compensation reserve. Let's see here. Okay, so the claim amount is 4 lakh and reserve available is 3,40,000. Right. So 60,000 is the loss. So I told you at the time of workman compensation reserve what entry is going to be passed. I just write it down. Workman compensation reserve account debit 3,40,000. Revaluation account debit 60,000 and 2 provision for workman compensation reserve account, that is 4 lakh. Okay, this entry will be passed. Fine. So here you see that revaluation is there. Okay, so this loss will be transferred to revaluation account by the name of 2 provision for WCR account. Alright, what is the value? 60,000. After that, I taught you one more entry. Okay, this loss is supposed to be distributed among the partners. So entry, I just write down the entry once again. Revaluation is debited here, that will be credited. Okay, all partners, capital account debit to revaluation. You must be remembering now. Fine. So in revaluation account, okay, all partners capital account will be credited. So we will pass the entry here by the name of all partners individually. Okay. So this loss of 60,000 will be shared by the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. So let's calculate that for Piyush very first. What is his ratio? 1 by 10. So that is 6,000. Piyush is going to bear 6,000 only. Okay. Now let's see for Kamal. What is the ratio of Kamal? 4 by 10. So it comes out 24,000. So Kamal is going to bear 24,000 out of the 60,000. And now it's Raj's turn. Raj will bear 2 by 10. 12,000. Now it's Sajal's turn. Sajal will bear 3 by 10. 18,000. Alright. So you can make the total of this. If the total is equal to 60,000, it means you have done the correct distribution. Fine. So no other value related to revaluation is given. So only this will be the treatment. Okay. So we need to remember these amounts: 6,000, 24,000, 12,000, 18,000. Okay. I just write it down here. Now we need to prepare the partner's capital account. Alright. And let me tell you one more thing. For these separate cases, separate partner's capital account will be prepared and separate balance sheet will be prepared. So very first, let's prepare for case A, partner's capital account as well as balance sheet. Then we'll come to this. Fine. So this is the format of balance sheet for case A. Right now we are preparing. Very first, we need to transfer these balances by the name of by balance BT. Understood? Now we will transfer the loss that I have written here. Loss on revaluation this side. Alright, now let's move on. Now no other reserve is there, no other information is there. Yes, goodwill. For the calculation of goodwill, you have to calculate the sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. Okay, so what are their old ratios? 1 by 10, 4 by 10, 2 by 10 and 3 by 10. And what will be the new ratios? Equally means 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. Okay, let's calculate now. See, 3 by 20 in minus. So that is what? Gaining. Okay, so Piyush is gaining by 3 by. Now let's calculate for Kamal. 3 by 20 positive. It means he is sacrificing. So Kamal is sacrificing by 3 by 20. Okay, now let's calculate for Raj. 1 by 20 negative. It means he is also sacrificing but 1 by 20. Okay. Sorry, he is also gaining but 1 by 20. Okay, now let's calculate for last Sajal. His ratio is 3 by 10 minus 1 by 4. 1 by 20 positive. It means he is sacrificing by 1 by 20. Okay, so two partners are sacrificing and two are gaining. Okay, now let's calculate their shares. Okay, what is the value of goodwill? That is 5,40,000. Let's calculate 3 by 20. One is sacrificing, one is gaining, the same amount will be there, only the entry will be done. Okay, so that is 3 by 20. So 81,000. Fine. So this 81,000 sacrificed by Kamal and gained by Piyush. Understood? Now let's calculate the another value. 1 by 20, 27,000. So this 27,000 will be sacrificed by Sajal and will be gained by Raj. Understood? Now we'll pass the journal entry. Like I told you that we need to pass the journal entry. If we pass the journal entry, only then we can correctly transfer the amount at the correct place. Okay. So as you know the rule, gaining partners capital account debited. So two are gaining here. This Piyush and this Raj. Piyush capital account debited 81,000. Okay. Raj capital account debited 27,000. Understood? Okay. Similarly, sacrificing partners capital account will be credited. So Kamal's capital account, how much? 81,000, and to this Sajal's by 27,000. Understood? Now, be more focused here because how to transfer the entry. See the magic here now. Okay. See, we just see the relationship. Piyush is having the relationship with Kamal. Okay. So in Piyush capital column, we'll mention the amount by the name of Kamal. Okay. So here to Kamal's capital. Amount will be put in Piyush column. Understood the point? Okay. Now Piyush is done. Now let's talk about Raj. Raj is having the relationship with Sajal here. Okay. So in Raj's capital column, the amount will be mentioned by the name of two Sajal's capital. Okay. Raj's column. Okay. 27,000. Understood the point? Similarly, now let's talk about Kamal. Kamal is having a relationship with Piyush. So in Kamal's column, the entry will be done by the name of Piyush. Piyush capital account 81,000. Fine. Similarly, Sajal is having a relationship with Raj. So in his column, the entry will be by the name of Raj capital 27,000. Understood the point? Okay, so be focused about it. Now, let's move on ahead. Let's see that if there is any other term is left. I don't think that anything is left now. Fine. Now let's come to the condition. Condition says that if capitals of the partners be adjusted to the new ratio. Fine. Now they want whatever the balances of the capital are there, these need to be adjusted as per the new profit sharing ratio. And what is new profit sharing ratio? That is equal. Fine. So very first we'll have to roughly calculate the balances of these. Fine. So working note continues here. Let's calculate very first for Piyush. So Piyush existing capital. We will calculate. How? See here which column is more. This 4 lakh is more. So out of this 4 lakh we'll divide this. 81 plus 6, that is 87,000. How much it comes out? 3,13,000. Fine. So I just mention it here. 3,13,000. Okay. Similarly, we'll mention for all of these. So similarly, I have noted down the existing capital of Kamal, Raj and Sajal. How? It's very simple to do it. We need to just balance it like we used to do. Fine. Now, we have to make the total of this. Okay, let's see. So, this is the total capital of firm. 27,40,000. Okay. Now, the question says that this capital has to be there in new ratio. Okay. And new ratio for each partner is equal, that is 1 by 4. So, we divide it by 4, then we'll get the amount which is supposed to be kept by all the partners in their capital. Let's do that. That is 6,85,000. So every partner is supposed to keep his capital at 6,85,000. Okay, but here the differences will be there. Now this new capital which they are supposed to keep in their new balance sheet will be compared with their existing capital. Okay, so Piyush is right now having 3,13,000, but he's supposed to keep 6,85,000. So rest of the value he's supposed to bring. How much? Let's calculate that. So he's supposed to bring 3,72,000. Okay. Similarly, we'll calculate for these people. So Kamal will bring 28,000. Okay, but his capital is more, so he will withdraw. He will withdraw 76,000, right? Similarly, Sajal will also withdraw because his existing capital is also more than the required capital. 3,24,000. He will withdraw. Understood the point? Now, let's understand here. These two are supposed to bring the cash and these two are supposed to withdraw the cash. So when the cash is brought in the business, the entry is past cash account debit to partner's capital account. Alright? So here the entry will be done by cash account. For whom? Piyush and Kamal. How much? 3,72,000 and for him 28,000. Understood? And opposite entry will be done in this case. Okay. Partner's capital account debit to cash. So their entry will be mentioned by to cash. Already I mentioned here to cash. What is the amount for to cash? 76,000 and 3,24,000. Okay. One more thing we can mention now. What capital we need to forward? We need to forward this capital. 6,85,000 in all the cases. So we can put it here. Now we just need to make the total. And total of these two sides must be equal. Fine, let's do let's do this total very first. Fine. So total of Piyush. Now in Piyush case, you can see the total of both the sides is equal. Similarly for Kamal we can calculate. For Kamal also it is equal. Now for Raj. So for Raj also it is equal. Now for Sajal. Okay. So in case of Sajal also it is equal. So this is the way to attempt the question in this way. Fine. Now in case 2, what difference will be there? Instead of mentioning by cash, we will be mentioning only current account. Understood? Okay. No other difference will be there. Fine. So this is the format of balance sheet for case A. We will prepare it on 1st April 2019. So now let's put the new values. See, already they need to keep the same capital, that is 6,85,000. We have calculated, and the total of the firm capital also we have seen, that is 27,40,000. Otherwise you can make the total of these again, we will get the same. Okay, now let's see workman compensation reserve. The reserve has been dissolved now, only the claim exists. So we can mention that provision for workman compensation. How much is the amount of the claim? 4 lakh. Sundry creditors, no change, these are as it is, 4,60,000. No other value. Now fixed assets, 25,40,000. Now current assets. See, current assets also includes cash. Okay, and here we have to see that these two brought the cash. So total 4 lakh amount came in business. And how much was withdrawn? Let's do the total of these. So the effect has been nullified here. 4 lakh was brought and 4 lakh was taken out. So we can mention the current assets as it is 10,60,000. If there was any change, we could mention it here, but it's not here. Now let's make the total of this. It is same 36 lakh. So this is the way to attempt the question in case of adjustment of capital, where it is specifically mentioned that shortage of required capital has to be compensated by bringing cash, or the surplus will be withdrawn by the partners. Okay, so this was the case A. Now let's talk about the case B. Very first we'll prepare the partners capital account. Already I told you where the change will be there, so I'm going to put all the values together. Okay, thereafter we'll prepare balance sheet once again. Fine. So you can have a look. In second case, everything is going to be same, but the difference will be here. Instead of cash, the entry will be done by current account. How? I just show you. Very first, let's do for Piyush by the name of Piyush's current account. Alright, 3,72,000. Similarly for Kamal by Kamal's current account. How much? 28,000. Okay, this side as well to Raj's current account, 76,000. And here to Sajal's current account, 3,44,000. Total will be same, everything will be same. Only the treatment here differs. Similarly, the treatment in balance sheet will differ. Okay, the current accounts will be mentioned. How? I just show you. I just prepare the balance sheet. So, balance sheet in case 2 will be prepared in this way. Okay, all the values are similar. Fine. Now we have to see the current accounts. Okay, current accounts which are having the values in the debit side of the capital account will be put here, and the current accounts which are having the value in the capital accounts in the credit side will be put here. How? I will show you. So in this side there were two balances. So this is the way to do that. Fine. Because these were supposed to withdraw the amount, but they have not withdrawn. So their surplus is there in the balance sheet. Okay, which is a liability for firm. That is why these have been kept here as the credit side balance. Okay, Raj and Sajal. 76,000, 3,24,000, total is 4 lakh. Here, now this is the asset. Okay, firm has to recover that because these people were supposed to bring that amount but they did not bring. Okay, so that is why their current accounts have been put here. 3,72,000, 28,000, total is 4 lakh. Now let's make the total. That is 40 lakh. So at both places it has increased by 4 lakh. So that is why the total of both the sides is equal. So this is the way to attempt the question in case of adjustment of capital. In one question, I have taught you how to attempt 2 of the ways. Understood? Maybe possible you get the question which are having the separate specification of separate cases. Okay, so according to that you can attempt the question. Understood? So here the chapter number 4, change in profit sharing ratio among existing partner, ends. Very soon I am going to meet you with another chapter under partnership in accountancy for class 12 CBSE syllabus. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.